Good morning. Today I want to go over the power nozzle. I was talking to some of the new recruits, and as we do the presentation and we put it all together, and as much training as we do, sometimes we concentrate so hard on the rainmate and the program and selling the program, we forget that up until about 8-9 years ago, every single person in America bought the Rainbow as the best vacuum cleaner ever made. And it was. And the reason it was once again, the filter never clogged. And because the filter never clogged, we had constant airflow. So I want to talk really about the power nozzle and go through it with you so you at least hit on the real important things. Remember, there is a percentage, and it's a large percentage of people that will buy it because it's a hell of a vacuum cleaner. And remember one other thing, it's the tangible item that every day, every couple days, once a week, 5 times a month, they're going to pull out and they're going to use it as a vacuum cleaner. And it's a great vacuum cleaner because it does so many things, and I want to go through a couple things with you. But visually, I want you to understand something. When you first go into a home, you will start out with water that looks just like this, crystal clear. So I want you to understand, when you start the presentation, you're starting out with water. You go through your light show, oils, the water gets a little cloudy. You do suction versus airflow, the water gets a little cloudy, but the water doesn't get filthy. Okay, so the water is going to start out just like this, and how it ends up is going to determine the number of leads you get into a home. Okay, so let's start there. So the first thing I want to talk about is my opening statement. I believe every product I show has to have a form of opening statement. And here is my opening statement. There's only 2 reasons that a person buys a cleaning system. Now, did you notice I didn't say vacuum cleaner, I said cleaning system. So let me do this again. There's only 2 reasons, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, that a customer buys a cleaning system. Number 1 is to keep a clean, healthy, wholesome atmosphere. And the second is protect the material possessions that you have in your home. It hasn't been in a year's marriage time, it's been in a lifetime, and don't you really deserve to protect those things? So far, I've talked to you about health and indoor air pollution. But I'd like to go just a step further with that, because we know if I hold my light up, all that dust is falling. It falls onto your drapes, your curtains, and the vast majority of it falls into your carpet. And that's the source of the issues that people have with their health. We lay on the carpet, we drop popcorn on the carpet, we pick the popcorn up. So could you do me a favor, because I want to show you the importance, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, of keeping your carpet pristine, okay? And why most machines is because they clog, because they all have some form of a filter, whether it be a paper bag, a fabric filter, or even a HEPA filter. They still clog. HEPA filter is correct, they don't lie. They don't put out 90, but once they clog, they no longer can bring the source, which is the dust of my feces, into the machine. So let me ask you a question, do me a favor, and Google carpet dirt dangers, okay? Now, I have the customer Google carpet dirt dangers. If they do it right, carpet dirt dangers, add the S to dangers, okay? They will see, this will come up on their phone. It says the health risk of dirty carpet, respiratory issues, mold, pet hair, old skin, dust, dirt can get trapped in your carpets. Allergies, skin irritation, weakened immune system, pet germs, stomach illness, mental anguish. Okay? Dirty carpets may cause respiratory problems. So I have every customer I show a machine to, I want them to Google that right there. Okay? Now remember, and here's the important part, I'm starting out with water that looks like this. And also, I want to touch on suction versus airflow. And that is what I need to be, and the damaging of the carpet. And that needs to be said in the power nozzle presentation. So once again, I start out, there's only two reasons a person buys a vacuum cleaner or a cleaning system. One is to keep a clean, healthy, wholesome atmosphere, which we've talked about. And two, protect the material possessions that you have in your home, because it hasn't been a year's married time, it's been a lifetime, and don't you really deserve to protect them? Mr. and Mrs. Jones, we see the source. As we see the source falls, it goes into the carpet, and that some people call it's like that's the main part, because we lay on the carpet, we sleep on the carpet, we sit on the carpet, our children crawl on the carpet. And if you could you Google carpet dirt dangers for me? And if you Google it, can you read that article to your husband real quick? Go past the ads and read that article. And they will read this to the spouse and say, now let me show you how that works. Now, I have my visualizer, which is right here. Okay, I have my carpet, I have my pads. I am going to pull 10 black pads at this time. Okay, it only makes sense, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, that we attack the source and we get the majority of our health issues out, but also that we protect our furniture and carpeting. Because see, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, carpeting and furniture doesn't wear from top down. It wears from bottom up. And by the time we can tell, it's generally sometimes too late, okay? Because it's the sand and the grit at the bottom of the carpeting, which has 16 to 18 different cutting edges. And that's why the bottom 3 steps of carpeted stairways are wore out and the top 3 aren't. We don't walk up 3 steps and walk down 3 steps. We walk all the way up and we walk all the way down. So why are only the bottom 3 steps wore out? First place dirt's left off. Let me show you what I mean. And I leave it running, I pop my next pad on, and I turn it off. After I pull my first dirt pad, I said that's hard to believe, isn't it? When was the last time you guys actually vacuumed? But more importantly, what is in here? What is this right here? It's your carpet. It's the fibers of your carpet. And this should be in your carpet and not in my cleaning system. And there's only one reason only. So I take this little pad right here, and this cardboard piece comes between the boxes when you get a new rainbow. And I take this and I sprinkle this onto here. Just a little bit. And I said, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I sprinkled a little bit. I want you to hear this. What's that sound like? Sand. And sand has 17 to 18 different cutting edges. It cuts the fibers of your cushions. It cuts the bottom fibers of the carpet. It wears out furniture and carpeting. And that's why it's so important that we remove it. Forget the health benefits for just a second. Let's talk economics. Furniture and carpeting and drapes make up about 10% of the value of the home. And anybody that has ever remodeled, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, understand that. I put that aside and I go on just to throw these on, and I pull 10 more dirt pads. I set it up, I pop it off, I set this down, and I pop another one on, and I close it up. And I continue to do 10 of those. And at the end of those 10, I set it on their carpet in front of them, and I say to Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you know, let me ask you a question. Why'd you buy your cleaning system? Okay? To pick up all the dirt or half the dirt. By now you know if it's only picking up half the dirt, the other half is making you sick and wearing out your furniture and carpeting. It just brings me to the point, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, why'd you buy your refrigerator? To keep your food cold. If it only kept your food half cold, would you keep it or get rid of it? If it was beyond repair, you'd get rid of it. Did you buy your oven to get your food half warm? Did you buy your car to get you halfway to work? Or did you buy your car to get you all the way to work? See, the problem is when the refrigerator stops working, we'll make a $2,500 decision to protect $60 of food. But we've proven that your current cleaning system is only picking up less than half the dirt. And the reason why is suction versus airflow. I'm going to show you here in just a second and finish it off. So, Mrs. Jones, it's unfair of me to continue to use a product that you might be using in the future. And remember, by the way, Mrs. Jones, all of this can come to you absolutely paid for by you, okay? And also by your help, and get it almost practically for free. But you come on up here and clean. I have Mrs. Jones then, I take the nozzle off of the visualizer, and we run it straight, or I put the other tube in it and run it. At that point in time, I let her clean. Clean everywhere. And I let her clean and clean and clean for a period of 10 minutes. Okay? No more than 10 minutes, no less than 10 minutes, but she has to clean for about 10 minutes. Okay? And at the end, okay, my closing statement, all right, I've given you my opening statement. I'm about to give you my closing. So if anybody says they haven't seen my upright presentation, untrue at this point. Every single person that watches this video can watch my presentation. Okay? So I said, now Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I want to show you something. We started out with a clean bucket of water, and then I just want to show you. By the time we're done, our bucket looks like this. Okay? My water is not cloudy. My water is filthy. It is soupy. Okay? There is no way that the customer, no matter how much resistance you have, will not buy the Rainbow for this. And more importantly, the people that are struggling will buy the Rainbow. But I'm not done. Because I say, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, with all of this, you would think our water is clogged. But it is not. And let me show you what I mean by that. The proof now, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, is absolutely in the pudding. This is what tells us how effective our machine is. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, after making the water absolutely muddy, no question about it, what do we have here? Like the Dyson and all the machines say, they never lose suction, but we know that they lose airflow. And after all that cleaning, after every bit of that cleaning, here's the proof that our machine works 100% of the time, all the time, every time you pull it out to use it. And that's the key. No matter what, we will always have airflow. And that's the only thing that cleans, that's the only thing that helps protect your furniture and your carpeting, and that's the only thing that helps protect the health and welfare of your family. And don't you really deserve to own one of these? Thank you so much. I'm all done. Okay, that's my power nozzle presentation. All right, you want to be highly successful? You copy it. Now, there are people out there doing the 52 test. I'm not telling you not to do any of that. What I'm telling you is that's my power nozzle presentation. It has sold, I don't know, thousands of machines, okay? And then we have a closing statement for you. It's been handed to every one of you. So there is no reason why you're not getting leads, okay? And the closing statement reads as follows. And I read it to the customer. If I'm brand new, I will read this to the customer. Did you enjoy seeing the rainbow? Great, I really enjoyed showing it to you. Let's do a quick recap. The price of the rainbow, the power nozzle, and all the attachments is $36.95. Buy tonight, and you'll get an instant rebate, as we talked earlier, of $500, makes it $32.95. A very low price for everything I've showed you here today, okay? Buy tonight, and you'll get your choice of the cookware or the accessories. If you were to pick one, which one would you pick? I highly suggest that you pick the cookware so you can earn all the accessories or the only accessories you need through the presentation, so forth. Remember, the gift, the 12 and 2 program, is different from the gift program. If you just give me the leads, you don't have to go on the program. If you choose to get your rainbow for free, that's called our ride-along program. Okay, most importantly, the ride-along program, or as we call it, the 12 and 2. 12 demos, 2 sales, in 6 months, $1,600. If you think about that, that's only 2 hours a week for the next 6 months. Upon completion, if 6 were done in the first 45 days, an additional $15.95 for a total of $31.95. So basically, for your help, the rainbow is yours. So we have different ways that you can buy the rainbow now. And part of it is based around the 12 and 2. You can write a check, cash, or credit card. You can go on our small budget plan, okay? 6 months, same as cash, okay? Payments as low as $140 to $160 a month. Do plan 1 or plan 2. With the ride-along program, is the plan number 3. Which plan fits best? Let me repeat those plans to you, Mr. and Mrs. Jane. Plan 1, cash, check, or credit card. Plan 2, the budget program with as little as no money down and payments or monthly investment of about $140 to $160 a month. Or plan 3, do plan 1 or 2 and do the ride-along program. How would you like to handle it? At that time, you need the writer to say, I love my rainbow, it works great, the program is easy. And you just wait for the response. So, thank you. That is my complete power nozzle program, and that's how I show the power nozzle, which gives me a 95% closing rate. And on top of that, at the end of it, I even get more leads, because the first set of leads I got was based upon the health of the people. Now people are looking at this as a cleaning system, and they'll say, my aunt needs a cleaning system. My uncle needs, because why will they say that? Because we know for a fact, statistically, that 1 out of 9 homeowners this year in the United States of America will buy a new cleaning system. That last year, $52 billion was spent on buying cleaning equipment for the home. So we know that. It surpassed refrigerators, okay? First time ever. So with all those facts being said, the power nozzle presentation is as important as any part of the presentation that you can go through. So again, thank you for your time. I know this might be a little bit of a long video, but it's only to help you get more leads, more sales, and more recruits. Thank you.